Hey, it's Ryan with QLZ. We have another home edition of the Green Room, and a band that we've just gotten spinning here on QLZ a little bit. The guys, about 60% of the members of Sons of Silver. We've got Peter and Adam and then Kevin. Guys, appreciate you taking the time. How you doing?
We're great. Thanks for having us, Ryan. Great to be here.
I know, Peter or Adam. Where are you at again? I mean, like I know you talked about this a little bit. Like where you're at right now. I mean, it just looks like you're
I'm in
like
Hawaii.
in paradise. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, on the Big Island.
Okay. Was this too early for you then? Because it's what is it? About
8 a.m.
8 a.m.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm up.
All
I
right.
wake up early here. I'm usually up 5:30, 6 a.m.
Okay.
Who wants to miss a nice Hawaii morning, right?
The mornings are the best.
Yeah.
I know, it's amazing. I've never been out there. How is it? Do you live out there, or is this just kind of vacation for you?
Kind of part-time. I kind of grew up out here. My wife's got family out here, so we're kind of go back and forth as we can.
Awesome. Like
yeah,
my dad's been out there. My brother's been out there. If I ever visit, I want to visit Hawaii. There's some places overseas I want to visit, but Hawaii is a place I'd love to visit as well. What should I check out if I come out and be a first-time tourist? What are like the things to check out?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're looking for. I mean, there's a variety of everything. I mean, there's you have several islands you can go to. They all have different things. I mean, Honolulu, Waikiki's got all the nightlife and all that kind of stuff. The other islands get a little more chill. I'm on the Big Island, it's out in the boondocks. It's like the farmland of Hawaii.
Okay.
So it's out in the country. So you got everything. Kauai's got tons of waterfalls everywhere. I mean, really all the islands do. But awesome. Got the volcano here. So
yeah, that's always important as well.
So you're really going for the excitement and the nightlife then, because you just don't
exactly.
know.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Me, I'm not a night. I do morning, so like I'm up at like 4:30. So like the nightlife thing, unless I go to a concert, like my nightlife has passed me by because I'm up. I love going out and being in nature and being outside. So But Adam, if big nightlife guy as well.
Kauai or the Big Island is the places for you. Kauai or the Big Island. Yeah.
Awesome, very cool. Again, man, tell me this. It's one of the two singles that the band has put out here in 2024 so far. It's a song we got spinning on New on Q. We'll have it on your spotlight this week as well. With us just starting to spin this track and get it rolling, I always like to play a clip of the interview back as well on the air. Like, what's something that you guys would like our listeners to know about this track? Whether it's from the lyric standpoint, music standpoint, what's something that you'd like our audience to know about this track?
It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
It's a fun track. It's short. It's a good little rocker. Good way to introduce the band. Kind of features everyone in a cool way. Beginning with the bottom, the drums and the bass. There's just some. Something a little new wave-ish, something a little punky-ish about it, but also something that's kind of modern rock, and but in a chill way. And then obviously the guitars, Kevin's, guitars. He got me in there a little bit on guitar, but mostly Kevin. And then my vocals and obviously Brina's. It's a good picture snapshot of the band, of everyone doing their thing, coming together in our own chemistry.
Would you say it's the catchiest song you guys have put to radio yet? That's kind of the first thing I noticed about it, because when I used to live up in Wausau, Wisconsin, Read 'Em Your Rights was a track you guys put out to radio, and I know a couple of songs from that first EP were radio songs as well. Do you feel like this is the first, like the catchiest song you guys have ever put out to radio?
Yeah, that's kind of subjective, I think. I mean, it is definitely catchy. I mean, but what lights up one person might. Another song might catch someone else, or
yeah. I mean, it's definitely a little more immediately impactful, aside from the little keyboard ramp up in the beginning. Whereas though at the same time, Read 'Em Their Rights hit the top 20, 25, during the pandemic, so we couldn't tour to support it. But that said, So I don't know. I guess we're not the ones to decide. I think they're all catchy. They're all like our little kids here, but it's definitely up among our catchier tunes.
Mm-hmm. That's the first thing that really drew me into it when the song got shared for us. It was like, again, like I like, some of the tracks that came out in 2020 while I was working radio. I was like, man, this one's really, maybe just for me, it's catching my ear. Music videos for it is fun as well, because there's a lot of silence at the beginning, and reading a little bit of what the band was kind of going for. For me, it reminded me of almost something I would see in Austin Powers. I don't know if that's what you guys are going for or not. Maybe it's my age, but the music video for this track as well, kind of how much fun was it putting that together and kind of what you guys were going for?
Well, first of all, we weren't going for anything. That was our director, David Wolfgang, who was going for something. But I now that you mentioned the Austin Powers thing, that kind of bullseyes it, because he was drawing from that era, mid-60s and the like, so something sort of playful. I think he was actually copying a Dave Brubeck Live in London album, jazz album, with the colors and the likes and the segments, the vertical segments. So yeah, I think that's good. Actually, I like that. The Austin Powers. We're gonna call it the Austin Powers video.
Have you guys watched all the trilogy of the Austin Powers movies? I mean, we're gonna have maybe another video coming out in the future that maybe takes something from God, what was the second one? Well, the Spy Who Shagged was the first one. Anything from like Goldmember, anything like that going forward? Maybe in the next music video.
No plans.
No.
Yeah. But we take them as they come. You know, it's kind of like one of these things. That's like if you have a director you're working with and they have a real vision. I mean, unless it's obviously they give you the vision and you're like, absolutely no way. If they have a real vision and a thought, and it's best to let them see it through. You know, just like when we're working on music, it's best to let us see our song through. And at the end, you can decide whether it's something good or not. But I think when you muddy up somebody's idea, it never comes out good. So it's you just have to take a leap of faith. And he ran with that one, and it was a very specific look. And I mean, I dig it. It was kind of cool, but I kind of feel like, you know, you don't want to necessarily repeat it all again. So like the next videos are totally different, and you want to give something as much as you can, something unique, or at least gives it its own specific look and vibe for each thing.
Yeah, we try to do something a little different each time. That's easier said than done, because you know, at some point you run out of ideas a little bit. Also, these days, frankly, the budgets are a lot tighter, which limits the scope. And also, we're a rock band, so people generally, as much as we don't love doing it, and I say love doing it's, you know, not our go-to idea, performance videos, but fans dig seeing that. They like seeing us perform. So yeah, I mean, you know, as far as videos go, we leave them to the directors to sort of lead the way. I chime in a lot more just because that's my role, and also I do a little more behind the camera with stuff just in general. But we kind of leave it to them. And frankly, we've had a stinker or two that haven't come out. We just had one recently that we have to reshoot because I didn't even show the final cut to the band. I was like, you know, guys, I'm not even going to show it to you. So. Is
that some of the behind the scenes stuff you guys have shared as well on Facebook lately? Like, by the way, your guys' social media is very positive. Like how much stuff you guys shared. It's kind of a obviously we live in the world of social media and how wild everything is. But like, man, you guys are like super positive on there, sharing so many different things and whatnot. Kind of like how people enjoyed, I guess, the behind the scenes look at some of these videos as well. Is it something that people have really gravitated to?
It seems that people really dig it. You know, I mean, that the numbers keep going up and up. We were pretty quiet, frankly, prior to this release, you know, routine we've been on for the last few months here with the new album. We were fairly quiet on social media, and that tends to be a little off-putting to people. And frankly, the way the algorithms work, it tends to let people sort of fizzle away. But people come back, and it's ramping up strong. So they seem to dig it. The behind the scenes, I think there was one last week that featured Adam for the Tell Me This video that got a couple thousand views, which for us is pretty good. And yeah, they like it. I mean, what do you like actually? What ones strike you?
Like when it comes to music videos?
No.
On social media content in general.
On the social media, I'm curious. What strikes you on the social media side of things, like that we're putting out?
I mean, I think it was cool to see, you know, you guys. I think there was a station in Italy that had played you guys, and you're saying grazie, you're saying thank you in Italy, and the fact
Italy, MTV,
the fact you guys are taking stuff from Italy and you're writing a little bit in Italian, or you're responding to people in Spanish a little bit, or I believe it was a French network as well. You guys had actually typed out in French. Is that something that you guys want to be or is anybody fluent in any other languages? I guess that's something I was curious about as well. Kind of reading that, is any of you guys fluent in any other languages?
I don't even know if I'm fluent in English.
No, you're at least 75%.
Yeah.
You know, of English 101. I mean, Kevin's the most fluent. I'd say he speaks the best of all of us. That's why he's quiet. He just reserves.
That's right.
You know, his moment.
He's backup. We call him the big guns when we get a KH up there.
I speak very good broken Greek. My last name's Argyropoulos. So technically speaking, I'm only half Greek. My dad's off the boat, born and raised in Greece. My mom was Irish American, but I only grew up with my dad's family. So I only know the Greek, the Greek world, so to speak, Greek American world. But I speak Greek pretty well. Doing them there. we all speak Spanish. I actually speak Spanish pretty well when I practice it, and then the rest is all fake. Like that Italian stuff, I had to practice that for about 10 minutes just to get that out.
Well, we're gonna have to work hard to get up to speed because fortunately, for us, we're getting a lot of international attention for whatever reason. So we're gonna have to learn a bunch of languages, probably a good half dozen to a dozen to get out there.
Yeah, we're doing really well in Brazil right now, so we're gonna have to learn some Portuguese because I don't think if we go down there and start speaking Spanish, it's gonna work out all too well. I think they'll be a little upset with us.
Yeah, they'll probably look at you, probably give you a little bit of an awkward look, a little bit. So there's a band that interviewed a couple of months ago. They did 4 shows in Brazil, and they tried to learn some Portuguese. And their lead singer tried to. Their guitarist is from Brazil, and the lead singer learned a little bit of Portuguese, just like very little, and like shared and just says move it on stage, and like they went nuts for it. Like they thought it was the coolest thing in the world that you tried to learn just a little bit of their language, and they ate it up.
Well, I can say from the Greek end of things that the Greek people, first of all, there are only 10 plus million people in Greece. I think there are around 20 Greeks in general. I say Greeks. Technically, I qualify as a Greek. I'm born and raised in the United States, and I like pizza. So, but they are so appreciative when you go over there and you just try to speak some Greek. So I always tell my friends or anyone who's going over there for the first time or the likes, I say, look, just hear a few phrases, that just even say prospatho, for instance. It's just a Greek word, means I'm trying or I try. Okay. And they like that, and so I think the same thing when you go to other countries. I mean, it's like imagine you're sitting here, and you're especially if you're working in retail or something, or a restaurant, and someone goes in and they just start speaking, let's say, German to you, and they don't even attempt to speak English. You're going to be like, dude, come on, we're here in the United States, so at least give it a shot. But yeah, so it's appreciative, especially coming from Americans who people I think often mistakenly think don't speak languages, but in fact, most Americans speak another language pretty decently.
Yeah, I just thought that was cool on social media. Just looking through that, say on Facebook, it's like, okay, cool. They've got a little line here in French. There's some Italian. There's some response in Spanish. I thought it was cool that you guys had taken the time to actually go ahead and get that done. And like you said, you guys are reaching more of a big international audience. I'm sure it's going to continue with Runaway Emotions. The album's going to be out. Do you guys have a set release date on it? I believe fall is what I've seen. Is there a set release date for the record right now or no? It's
looking like somewhere between August 15 and September 15. Probably right. My guess would be right after Labor Day weekend, like the following week. We're just originally we were planning to release it about now, but we've had a lot of success with the singles over longer periods than we anticipated. So we're sort of stretching it out and to just build up momentum, build up awareness, all the obvious reasons. It's working out well for us. And we have one more single coming out next month. I'm saying June 7th. We just a song called Giving It Back, if I can give that away. And that will, we actually shot the music video last week. I think there was something on social media. So we'll probably have one more single after that that'll drop around the time of the album.
Okay. And this is the debut full-length record, right? Because I know there's 2 EPs out. This is the debut full-length record, correct?
Correct. Yes, correct.
Awesome. And with, again, you guys get 2 EPs in, the full-length record in. Everybody's doing something kind of different. Like you said, you found a lot of success with the singles that you've put out so far, and one more. Why was now the right time to get a full-length record out there? Like, I still like buying full-length albums. I still have a CD player in my car, so I still like checking out an album from start to finish. And I have a question for all you guys at the end. Like favorite complete albums of all time, no skip records. I love asking bands that and getting their answers. But why was now the right time to go ahead and say, hey, let's get this full-length record out here for people?
What you looked like you were going to say something there, Kev. You want to jump in?
No, not really. I don't really know. It just felt like a good idea would be fine.
Yeah, I think reflecting on it, it was a bit of a goal. I mean, originally we were going to do an EP, and things got pushed back a little bit because we changed drummers. Dave Cruzen, our original drummer, left the band, and Mark Slutsky joined the band, which was was great for us overall. But so that delayed the process, and in doing so, we accumulated some additional songs, writing behind the scenes a little bit, especially the 3 of us here, myself, Kevin, and Adam. And once we started rehearsing them, recording them, we realized that we were like, well, we have a few too many songs for an EP. So let's see if we can split it up into 2 EPs. And it didn't seem to work to split it up into 2 EPs. So we're like, you know what, let's just put them all out. We have a lot of, we're pretty good at coming up with stuff fast, because, you know, often you'll leave stuff sort of in reserve in case you need something new quick. And while we do have some of that, we just decided with these songs not to do that, to put them out as one complete thing. And it just felt right. And frankly, also, it's kind of nice to put out an LP, because it seems like the time, like kind of like you're saying, people are yearning for that a bit more. They want to go past just listening to a single. I can even say this. Like we do promotions on the side, advertising and the likes of that, like everyone else does on Spotify, on different social networks and the likes of that for our songs, for ourselves. The EPs do really well. The long stuff, even with a single with 2 and 3 songs, additional songs, do better than just a simple single. Because if someone finds one song they like by you, they generally will be drawn into the other. So it almost makes more sense to drop longer plays now, even if you focus just on 1 or 2 tracks. Well, I'm getting good at this.
That's awesome. Like I said, like I still love listening to an album from start to finish, and you know, buy as many as I can. Still, it's becoming rare to try to, you know, go to a store and find CDs and whatnot. Is there a song for all of you guys that, you know, you're really excited for people to hear? Maybe one that hasn't been released yet for each one of you. Maybe what's a song that's on the record? If you can share it, if you can't, it's all good. But what's maybe a song that you know, people won't be able to hear until the actual album's out, that you guys are really looking forward to sharing?
I'll let one of you guys go first. I talk too much.
Come on, Kevin.
Called Running.
Let's say again. You cut out.
But yeah, I'm excited for that.
Running out of words.
Out of words, yeah.
I'll copy that. Same here.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Same for you, Adam.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think the other thing, just going back to the whole album thing, I think just we ended up with a bunch of songs that all worked well together. You know what I mean? It's like you package things up with things that seem like not necessarily you're doing a theme necessarily or repetitive of songs, but just like these all complement each other well. And I think that's why we got this one. So yeah, but Runnin' seems to be the one that everyone kind of thinks is going to be a really good one, which is why we're kind of holding on to it, because we're building an audience and listeners on this record. I mean, we had people before, but all these singles coming out, it's trending in a good way. So might as well get the stage completely set, then drop that one and drop the album. And yeah, I think that we've hit I mean, we've always worked really fast. We've never had any lack of songs, but we're just gelling even more. I mean, it makes sense. We worked more together. Yeah. But this record just, I feel like, has gelled better than any of the EPs. Not that we don't like the EPs. It's become something else.
Yeah. I think we you know, look, you have your track record to sort of learn from on that note, and find your strengths and weaknesses. Also set you on a path of where you'd like to go in general for the next one. We don't sit back and go, okay, we want to, you know, make this kind of record with this style. But we did say we want to make a bit more of a rocking record. We wanted it a little harder edged on several tracks. And that freed us up. And then frankly, from the production side, like I was sort of mentioning earlier, guitar wise, which is, you know, we're a guitar heavy band. Mm-hmm. Kevin really picked up a lot of the guitars. I mean, you probably played like 85% of the guitars in this one. And that's not to minimize myself by any means, but Kevin's just a better guitar player, even when it's my part. And it sounds better. It's a little more authoritative. And I think that helped shape it a lot too.
It's awesome. Nice. I think it's also actually good for the overall picture of how we work. It lets people
we're losing him. I think what he's saying, it lets me focus on being the singer, you know, and lets me focus.
Oh, look at that.
Wow. Fireworks. Kevin, that is cool.
That was awesome.
Oh, my gosh. Oh man, he's like, you know what? My mic's not working, but let me bring some excitement to this as well. Let me show you how.
I'll interpret for him. I think what he's saying is allows me to when he's, you know, doing a lot more of the guitar work, it allows me to focus on being the lead singer, focus on even just the overall picture of the songs a little bit from the production end of things. Mm-hmm. And because we all write together, but at the end of the day, I have to sing the songs, which means that I have to really love what we're doing. We all love what we're doing, but I just has to just feel just right, for the vocals. So anyway, so that's it. And works. I'm already scheming up ideas for our next release, for our next batch of songs, and I'm pretty excited for it because I think we can up our game even further.
That's awesome. And again, Runaway Emotions, like you said, Pete, the album's going to be out sometime middle August, middle September, probably after Labor Day. You said, and like I said, a question I ask, I want to ask you guys. I ask every single band the first time they ever come on. It used to be a blog post when I was up in Wisconsin. It was called Favorite Fives. You can give 5, you don't have to. You can give more, you can give less. Your favorite no skip records of all time, like from start to finish. You put an album on, and you're not touching the skip button, fast forward, nothing.
There are too many. Can we do more than one?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. If you want to give me 5, go for it. If you want to go 6 or 7, I mean, I've had bands take over and talk about it for like 3 minutes before. I mean, it's just it's a fun question to ask. And at the moment, I mean, I don't put a limit on it. You want to give 10, give 10.
All right. Who wants to go
right.
first? Do you want to go? You want me to go first? You guys want me to go first? I'll go first. All right. U2 Joshua Tree.
Okay.
Clash London Calling. Wow, I got stumped fast. I came in with such. Yeah, I got.
You got a Springsteen in there.
Yeah, probably it's Springsteen the River. Springsteen the River. OK Computer. Radiohead's OK Computer. I'd probably throw Radiohead's The Bends in there as well.
I'll take mine.
And sorry about that, Kev. I'll take that one out. Let's see. I got my list here. John Lennon's Imagine. Okay. A lot of older stuff. Older albums generally were better. I find that they weren't. I don't know what it is. People just thought it through a little further. Let me think right here. I got some more stuff. Nice. What else right here?
He's cheating. You're cheating. You got notes.
Yeah, I have notes. Led Zeppelin 2.
Okay.
That'll do it for right now.
All right. Adam, what do you got?
So I would throw the Bends in there. That was good. Dark Side of the Moon's another great one. I would go with I think Sting's first 2 solo records. I'll make that just one thing. There's so many good ones out there. I was huge like hard rock guy back in the day, but I kind of feel like collections of albums rather than a single record. Iron Maiden, Number of the Beast, throw that one in there for a heavier one there. And then, go maybe like Metallica's Master of Puppets. That's a genius one there. Clash is good. He already got one of those on there. Tame Impala, I would say. Lonerism, probably. That's 5, I think.
There you go. I love how Pete's still looking. He's still seeing more over here.
Can I throw one more in there?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this one's going to be much more off the beaten path for just about everyone. But there's a famous Greek singer. His name is George Dalatas. He's actually pretty famous around the world. An amazing singer. I think he's probably like around 70, early 70s now. And when I was a little kid, my dad would play his stuff all the time, especially the older stuff, the stuff he did in the 70s and the likes. And I think it's one of his early albums. I believe it's just called Dalatas, but it has a song like Stapsila, Taparathiriana, Olakala. All your Greek audience will know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Love that. That's definitely a top 5, top 3 for me. In fact, I'm so excited about it because my son, every morning when he wakes up, he goes, Papa, can you play some Dalatas? And
that's awesome.
There's 1 or 2 albums. That's usually the album. I'm like, thankful.
You're passing along the Greek heritage. It's awesome.
That's right.
Yeah. Kevin, you got any? Let's see. Unless your mic doesn't want to listen to you again. Your favorite complete albums.
Let's see if it works. The Bends, OK Computer for sure. I would add from that same era, the Verve's Urban. I love a lot.
Yeah, your microphone hates you, bro.
Why don't you write them down?
There we go.
Okay, so we had more fireworks.
Yeah.
What you had? You had the Bends. You had the Verve's. What is it called? Hymns or whatever.
Hymns.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't get that. I'm terrible.
Sorry.
Did you say PJ 10?
Huh?
Did you say Pearl Jam 10?
No, but that is
Good one.
that's a great choice as well.
Great choice.
Yeah. We got, I mean, I'd say for us in general, it's just a lot of good rock stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Again, man, Sons of Silver, you guys tell me this, the new track we got on new on Q.
Wait, time out. What about your top 5? Come on.
Oh,
we gotta
okay.
hear 'em. We got to put you on the spot.
So this has been flipped around. So I've asked this question, I think, about 75 times now. So I've been able to go ahead and, have most of them up on the top of my head. For me, so I grew up, I'm 37. So Linkin Park's first 2 records, Hybrid Theory and Meteora, 2 big ones for me. I'm a massive Seven Dust fan. I'm a huge Seven Dust guy. Home from them, Seasons from them. Slipknot's debut record is one. Let's see, probably Jar of Flies from Alice in Chains.
I was going to mention that one. That's
That's
awesome.
a great one. Yeah.
When it comes to some newer stuff, I'm a big Nothing More fan. Their latest album, Spirits, is a big one. Probably Disturbed's debut record. So
You like some heavy stuff there.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah,
Right
that's
on.
good choices. I agree with all those.
Yeah, I mean, grunge, new metal, hard rock, rock and roll. I mean, there's a lot. Rock and metal encompassing. I mean, there's 1,000 different subgenres of everything, but it all comes together. And there's a lot of great stuff out there.
Yeah,
There is. There are a lot of great bands, and it's
Yeah.
it's cool to see rock's really on a return right now, which is fun.
I agree. It's awesome. So yeah, those would be probably like 6 or 7. I mean, luckily I've had this question reversed to me a couple of times now. So
You're a little rehearsed.
little rehearsed with it. So
Okay, what's your favorite? Your top 5 favorite polka albums then?
If I was back in Wisconsin right now, so I actually used to be the producer for a polka show when I was working part-time in Green Bay years ago, because polka is huge in Wisconsin. It's still huge in Wisconsin. So like when the company there took away the polka shows, we had like 3 of them on Sunday mornings. I think one was like 6 to 7, one was like 7 to 7:30, and like 9 to 9:30. And they took them away, and like we got a bunch of pissed off listeners. Like they were like the older crowd like called in and were like angry. A couple of friends that have gotten married in Wisconsin, they're Polish, so like they'll actually have polkas at their wedding, and people are, doing the swing dances and all around like that. So about 10 years ago, I might have been able to give you a couple, but now not anymore.
Right on. Well, good for Wisconsin folks. Hey, I love Wisconsin. So
Yeah.
I've been there a bunch. So
Yeah. They don't love them necessarily here in Illinois, but there's a few of them. I bring some of the Wisconsin stuff down with me, being there for so long. But yeah, I'll have to get back. I'll look up polka next time we talk. I'll see if I can come more prepared on that one for you guys next time.
perfect. When we come to town, you can we can do an on air show.
Yeah.
And
There we go.
we'll really put you to the test then.
There we go. You guys come on, choose some songs to play, do some DJing with me, and hang out in the morning. And I mean, Adam's already waking up super early in the morning, so you
That's
guys
right.
doing mornings
Ready to
won't be
go.
an issue.
Perfect.
right.
Sounds great.
So this was good. Guys, thank you so much. Sons of Silver, tell me this. It's a track you can hear on QLZ. Art Spotlight Friday morning, Saturday night's new on Q. Runaway Emotions going to be out this fall. And guys, I really appreciate the time, man. It was a blast. Appreciate it.
Hey, thank
Right.
you. It was a blast for us.